Okay, I'm doing this again. This is how I'm going to do my legacy video, just like I did my purpose video, because today was a mess. I was supposed to be able to record around 6, and I was going to record my face. I did my hair and everything, but stuff went down when I went with my mom to go shopping, and then we just kept shopping and going from place to place, and now I'm exhausted, and I don't want to record my face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do what I did last time. But this time I'm going to show my sources and just open up my arena channels, because I'm not going to be reading from a script or teleprompter. It was actually hard to find things on legacy versus purpose, which kind of makes sense because, like, as I mentioned in the purpose video, purpose is very tied to capitalism. So, capitalism wants you to have a purpose, because your purpose is going to be tied into how good of a worker you are. How good are you at being a labor access? How good are you to be a vehicle for exploitation? How hard are you going to work? How much are you going to bleed and sweat? How much tears are you going to put into a project? Is there a way that money can be made off of you? Capitalism. So, capitalism doesn't really care about your legacy that much, which is like, it's like no one cares that you're left behind a bakery. Did you leave behind some kids so that you can have that replacement rate going, so that the economy can keep running, so that money can keep being made, so that, there's still workers? Capitalism cares about you being a worker. So it doesn't really care about your legacy. It cares about your purpose, and tying your purpose into how hard you work equals how much you're worth. So, yeah. So with that being said, I don't have a real script for legacy. I'm just going to read off my phone real quick what I did start off to put before I realized that there wasn't anything to pull for legacy that really made me want to write up a script. So I put in my last video, I talk about the concept of one's purpose. And if I can sum it up in relation to the concept of legacy, purpose is something you do or go after throughout your life, and legacy is what is left behind from you after your life. So let's explore and expand on the concept of legacy. But like I said, I'm not going to be reading a script and really diving into the exploration of legacy. We're just going to kick back. So let me put on some lo-fi music. Press any key to start. Okay, let's play some music. Come on. It's buffering. I love lo-fi backgrounds and lo-fi illustrations. They're just so beautiful. Still buffering. Or maybe I just need to press play, babes. Alright, there we go. This is lo-fi.cafe if anyone wants to check this out. Let me turn the volume down a little bit more. That's good. Okay. So now, let's look at my arena channels. I watched Hamilton on Disney Plus, but I'm not a musical girl. But there was a quote that said something like, legacy, what is a legacy? It's planting seeds in a garden that you never get to see. I think that's one way to look at legacy. It's the things you leave behind that you'll never get to enjoy. like when an artist dies and then their work is revered, but they never got to see the praise or the flowers. Another way to look at legacy is this quote by Leonard Sweet. It says, "What you do is your legacy. What you set in motion is your legacy." Oh my God, I said that wrong. What you do is your history. What you set in motion is your legacy. That's something to think about. Yeah, what you do, what you actively do, once the present becomes the past, is your history. What you set in motion for yourself is your legacy. I gotta chew on that a bit. To me, that sounds more like that's your future, and that's simply a possibility, because what you set in motion might not ever happen. So, because the future isn't, within your grasp, anything can happen, anything is possible. So setting in motion and it being a thing that is fully realized are two different things, but I'll think about that quote some more. Another quote, this one is by Rashid Agunlaru. I hope I pronounced that right. And it's, "Legacy is not what's left tomorrow when you're gone. It is what you give, create, impact, and contribute today while you're here that then happens to live on." So it's kind of like you, the you after you. And I think that's a great way to put it. All the things that you do that make up your totality, what lingers behind when you're no longer is your legacy. And then there were some other links that talked about legacy as a more tangible thing, like children, assets, properties, things you would write in a will to give to others. Which, I guess if you want to count those material things as your legacy, then go ahead. I don't like to look at legacy in that kind of way. And I also think thinking of whole human beings that you give birth to is your legacy. I don't know how I feel about that. They're your offspring, yes, they're your children. But they have their own legacy to give. And I don't believe in sharing legacies. Like, your children are your legacy and what you do is your legacy. No, what they do is their legacy, what you do is your legacy. But that's how I feel right now. It can always change. Who knows what future me thinks as I chew on these concepts some more, as I think about things more, as I live and grow more. Let me click on this one. I think this one had to do more with like things about contemplating your future for your friends and family if you're going to, cross over from life to death. Often when you think about legacy, it's something that is left behind after a person has passed. Legacy is more about sharing what you have learned, not just what you have earned. Yes, let's step out of the capitalistic thought, and bequeathing values over valuables. Say that again. Values over valuables. As material wealth is only a small fraction of your legacy. Okay, let's go. A more holistic definition of legacy is when you're genuinely grounded in offering yourself and making a meaningful, lasting, energizing contribution to humanity by serving a cause greater than your own. Okay, I like this. The requirements of a legacy are that you embrace your uniqueness, passionately immersing your whole self into life so that your gift will be all, and that you take responsibility to ensure that it will have a life beyond that of you, its creator, outliving and outlasting your time on earth. It's what you leave behind. Let's go. Nice, I like that. So with that being said, I'm not going to click on these two people. Check out lo-fi websites. They're pretty fun. Now I just want to go to a window. This is Window Swap. Shout out to Canada. Okay, Australia. It is about to be Christmas time. I'll leave this here. The last window I was on, it had two cats, and it was in California. But I guess I'm not going to get that one again. So, as this inflatable Santa is flailing in a very sunny, hot Australia porch or balcony, I'm going to talk about what I think about legacy and what I want my legacy to be. Most likely I won't be having kids. I most likely won't get married and have kids, which is fine. There's not an ounce of me that's sad or feels a bit of despair about that. I'm like so cool with that, that's incredible. Like, it's actually kind of preferred. But like I said before, I don't see kids as legacies or bearing children as a legacy. I think it's about you and what I want for my life. Like I said in my family video, and I believe in my Pompeii video, is I want to enjoy narrative. I want to enjoy storytelling. I want to enjoy nature and art and beauty and vulnerability. And I just want to do all the things that I always wanted to do when I was a little girl, before my lost years, before my depression, before my multiple forms of anxiety, before my developed phobias, before I didn't think I would even be here at 25 years old. I want to make that little girl happy. I want to make all of her wildest dreams come true. And right now they're in my head. I haven't shared in these videos specifically what my wildest dreams are, but I do believe they're accomplishable. My 3 affirmations are always I can, I am enough, and everything is figureoutable. And I truly, truly, truly mean that. And I'm going to live by that. The only no that has the truest power is the no that I give myself if I decide right here now or any time that I can't do something without even giving it a try. So that's what my legacy, I want my legacy to be. That I was kind, that I was compassionate, that I was honest and vulnerable, that I made people feel, that I went after everything that I wanted. Hopefully all the things that I go after I accomplish. That's the goal. But if not, it's in the fact that I at least tried that I've already won. I want to write stories. I want those stories to become films and animated shorts and TV series and webtoons. I want to try a new artistic medium that right now I coin as photographic novels, which is like graphic novels, but instead of illustrations, it's making use of photography and GIFs, giving people a chance to act in stills while telling a narrative. I want to make clothes. I want to share my designs. I want to enjoy makeup like I've been doing for all these years as a makeup artist. I want to get back into hair sculpting. Not hair styling, hair sculpting. I want to play with special effects. I want to make food and share food. I really just want to enjoy the art of arts. Whether I'm good at them or not is